I've been waiting almost 3 years for this moment. Every single Friday of the 2023 season, I hopped on this live and we had a Fire Flues Friday. Nothing ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. They kept Luke Getsy, who was also fired in the middle of this season. They kept everybody in the building other than the HR allegations of Alan Williams and David Walker, whatever his name was. We came on this live every Friday of the 2023 season, and we had a Fire Flues Friday podcast. Nothing ever happened. I never thought I'd see the day. The Chicago Bears, for the first time in over 100 years of being a franchise organization in the NFL, have fired a head coach in the middle of a season. I mean, brother. He said, "Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. I'm here when Jesus walked." Come on, baby. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Merry fucking Christmas. Merry fucking Christmas. Woo! I wanna give a quick shout out to the ones who didn't make it along the way. Justin Fields. And Justin Fields. Really, just Justin Fields. Oh, man, if they would have did this for Fields in the middle of last season, I don't know if it would have been any better because you obviously still have Luke Getsy, who's probably now the head coach. You can't make Alan Williams the head coach. He gets let go for HR reasons. Can't let the running backs coach be the head coach because he got fired for HR reasons. Can't let Luke Getsy be the head coach because he's a fucking stunad. Like, hey. Oh, happy day. Thomas Brown, welcome to the Windy City. You are now the interim head coach of the Chicago Bears. I love what I'm seeing. Fire, enthusiasm. He's a guy these guys actually want to play for. A lot of people said people wanted to play for Flues. Never really saw that. Just heard a lot of people talk about it. I've seen guys like Keenan Allen go out there and praise someone like Thomas Brown. So to be able to be in this situation right now, I think is a major win for the Chicago Bears. I also think it's a lot better when your offensive play caller is on the field rather than in a booth. Maybe that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. But when he's actually there visibly to see what's going on, I think he's in a much better situation to call plays and really just adapt on the fly. Man, so love, bro. What a day. And man, I'm also a grown-ass man who has dreams, who has aspirations. So I hate to hear that another man who was chasing his dream lost his job. But also, in that same breath, Flus is the reason others have lost their job. Flus is the reason Justin Fields gets traded because you couldn't develop him into being a franchise quarterback. He goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, he is back on the bench, but he goes, 3 and something? He wins 3 games in a row right away. And it's like, it speaks volumes, brother. It speaks volumes. So I'm excited, man. You don't want someone to lose their job, especially around the holidays. But we all watched Hard Knocks. We all saw how it went down. I think for me, it's he'll be all right. Matt Eberflus will be all right. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, baby. He will have another coaching job somewhere at some point. And that's really what it is. I'm trying to refocus my camera that has decided it doesn't want to focus anymore. There we go. Yeah, but that's what I was really saying. You don't want to wish someone ill will and that they're going to lose their job around the holidays, especially when he has a family. But we saw Hard Knocks. We saw Matt Eberflus. We saw his mansion on the lakefront. He'll be a-okay. I have no doubt in my mind. Back to Indianapolis. Who knows? Maybe he ends up going somewhere else. We'll find out. But this, yeah, this needed to be done. This needed to be done. And you know what this means for me? It speaks volumes because I think for the first time in a long time, Bears ownership is recognizing that they have a franchise quarterback that they need to take care of. Mitch Trubisky, it kind of was what it was. I think they kind of just let Ryan Pace run with that one. Justin Fields, I don't think Ryan Poles necessarily thought that he was the guy in that situation. And then obviously you have this situation right now where Caleb Williams, number one overall pick, he's had a lot of success. 212 plus consecutive snaps without an interception, leading the Bears franchise rookie record of all time in touchdowns and passing yards. You got to protect this guy. You got to make sure he loves it here. You got to make sure he understands that we are trying to put him in the best position to have success. And to be able to make this move for the first time in over 100 years of being a franchise, firing a head coach in the middle of the season, it shows that you believe in Caleb Williams. It shows that you will not take mediocrity to ruin this quarterback. Like, we are going to put our best foot forward. And should that have happened during the offseason? Fuck yeah. This shouldn't have taken 12 plus weeks to go down. That's really what it comes down to. Someone in the chat said bench Caleb Williams. I don't even know what to say to that because Caleb played a flawless game in that second half, and what we've seen from him thus far this season, I mean, I'm fully on board with it. Yeah. Thank you, Lions fans. Thank you, Shout out to my Lions fans. Matter of fact, I hope the Lions win the fucking Super Bowl this year. I really do, because they did what no one else could do in over 100 years, and that's to get the Chicago Bears to fire a head coach in the middle of the season. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. And shout out Flus. Shout out Flus for actually... Let me be serious for a second. Excuse me. I do want to give Matt Eberflus his flowers. I do want to say that despite a 14-32 record, losing 6 games straight in multiple seasons, you put together one hell of a defense. You found guys like Javon Dexter Sr. You found guys like Tyreek Stevenson that I'm still very high on. Yeah. Did a hell of a job at the defense. Unfortunately, you didn't get paid to just fix the defense, though. So, yeah, get the fuck out of here. But no, man, it's a long time in coming. It's a long time in coming. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. I think if I'm the Chicago Bears, you take a look at what they were able to do yesterday. The Detroit Lions. You look what happened on the other side of the sideline with Ben Johnson, and you go after and you get him. Like, that's me. If I'm Ryan Poles and I'm up in those suites and I'm watching Ben Johnson cook on the other side of Matt Eberflus and that Thanksgiving game, I am immediately not only firing Matt Eberflus and not letting him get back on the plane. You can go take some Spirit Airlines, brother. Get the fuck out of here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And I'm telling Ben Johnson, hey, man, see you in January. And that's it. And a lot of people are going to say, why would Ben Johnson leave to be on the Chicago Bears? Come on, man. Be so real. You think he wants to be an offensive coordinator his whole life? You saw Matt Eberflus' mansion on the lakefront of Chicago. You don't think he wants that as head coach money? Let's be so real. Be so real. He would take it in a heartbeat. Anybody would take a head coaching job in a heartbeat. And if you wouldn't, I question if you really want to do what you want to do in this life. That's a good question also, by the way. I'm also reading chat at the same time, so I do apologize if I'm quiet for a second. But so we have Thomas Brown as the interim head coach. He's still going to be the offensive coordinator for the Bears, calling plays. As it pertains to the defense, I believe Washington is going to be the one that steps up. And a lot of people thought Washington was going to be the one that got the head coaching job. But after seeing how much guys like Keenan Allen and Cole Kmet and Caleb Williams have expressed how much they love him, it definitely does make sense to why he's going to be there. And also, it shows that, hey, we're actually making an offensive-minded guy the head coach of this football team. Maybe that's what's to come in the near future. Now, if Thomas Brown is the head coach of the Chicago Bears in 2025, I don't want to say I'll be pissed, but I definitely won't be ecstatic over the summer. I would have to see how it goes. But it does show maybe a positive direction. Guy like Ben Johnson, maybe could become available at some point in time. A guy like Cliff Kingsbury could potentially become available at some point in time. So that's exciting, man. It's really exciting. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see what could potentially happen with the Bears in the near future. A lot of people said that Flus had 2 more years on his contract because he signed a 5-year deal, just a few weeks ago. And that may have been the case for sure. But God bless, because man, yeah, top three candidates right now for me. Not necessarily of what I would want, but what I think the Bears would look at, or what I would hope they looked at. I would say you go Ben Johnson number one, just because the record is there. He's been phenomenal at recreating this Detroit Lions offense. Um, Especially, let's say they win the Super Bowl this year, or they even make it to the Super Bowl. That's a pretty good championship pedigree right there. He's got playoff experience. He knows what it takes to be a division winner. So yeah, definitely Ben Johnson at number one. Number two, Cliff Kingsbury. He works at USC with Caleb Williams. We saw what he was able to do at the beginning of this year with Jaden Daniels. It's going to be interesting to see if he decides to stay there to develop him a little bit longer, maybe build up that resume. If Jaden becomes an MVP in the next 2-3 years, then it's definitely a much easier shot. And number three, this one I don't think is realistic, and I also don't think it's necessarily the best fit. Lincoln Riley is somebody who's very close to Caleb Williams, and if you believe Caleb is your franchise quarterback, you want familiarity. You want him to be comfortable. That's why Cliff Kingsbury is also an option. You want someone who understands him. Mike Vrabel. Let me tell you why I don't want Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is Lovie Smith 2.0. And I say that because I have seen Mike Vrabel be beloved by his players. His players want to fight for him. But unfortunately, he just could never find an offensive coordinator, an elite offensive coordinator, to not only remain in Tennessee, but to have success in Tennessee. Just like Lovie Smith, he had over 8 offensive coordinators in his tenure as a Chicago Bears head coach. And there wasn't a lot of success. Obviously, they made it to the Super Bowl, but like after 2006 all the way to 2012, it was bad. Like Jay Cutler had 6 offensive coordinators in a span of 8 seasons with Lovie Smith. So like that's a no-go. Bill Belichick, same thing. It's if you follow baseball, it's kind of like the Tony La Russa of the Chicago White Sox. Like it's just not realistic to me. Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay. To answer anybody's question, if they either of them want that job, they immediately get the job. I don't even need them to come in and interview. Okay, you want it? Cool. Here you go. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it is. Um, yeah. No. Yeah. No way. Um, it is crazy though, man. It is crazy to think what we could have done over the last 3 weeks. We really could have beaten all 3 division rivals. We really could have. And for draft purposes, I think looking back on it, it's a good thing, because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to, is where are we drafting? Because like let's look right now. I'll take a look. I'll take a look for you. I'll take a look. Tankathon 2025 NFL draft order. Let's check it out. The Chicago Bears. Where the fuck? Okay. So last week, the Chicago Bears, I believe, were picking somewhere from 13 to 15. This week, the Chicago Bears currently have the number 9 overall pick. The draft order of 2025 would go the New York Giants with the number 1 overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Las Vegas Raiders, the New England Patriots, the Carolina Panthers, the New York Jets, the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns, the Chicago Bears, and at number 10, the New Orleans Saints. So that's perfect. You know what I mean? Like that. I know that sounds horrible, but that's what you want. Like right now, if we're being completely honest, like give me a higher draft pick so we can get one of the more elite offensive linemen in this draft. And when you look at the beginning, you got the New York Giants who are taking a quarterback. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who I couldn't really tell you. Excuse me. Whoa. I couldn't really tell you what direction the Jacksonville Jaguars are going in. Maybe a Travis Hunter? I don't know. Maybe offensive line? Are they still in on Trevor Lawrence? Who knows? The Las Vegas Raiders are likely going quarterback. The New England Patriots are likely going receiver. Uh, the Carolina Panthers, maybe they go quarterback. Maybe they don't. Who knows? The New York Jets could go quarterback. I really don't know. Tennessee Titans could go quarterback. Cleveland Browns could go quarterback. I understand not all of these guys are going quarterback. Um, who needs a QB? Hey, my QB fire. Don't play with me. Play with your mama, not with me. Because I'm not playing about Caleb Williams no more. No more. And anybody who knows me knows I am not a diehard Caleb Williams fan. I never was. But I will tell you this. Kid won me over. And I think The one thing about Caleb Williams that I believe needs to be handled this offseason is pocket awareness. Pocket awareness and game time awareness. I think he needs to understand when to let go of the fucking football because he's taking sacks in crucial moments. Overtime against the Minnesota Vikings yesterday towards the end of the game when we were in field goal range, takes us out of field goal range. I understand that also isn't his fault, but when you see two guys wide open coming at you, pause. Got to get the fuck out of there. It's like you're at a Diddy party. Just run, brother. Just run. Throw it away. Do whatever you got to do. I ain't taking that baby oil. My bad. But yeah. Remember when we thought we were gonna win 10 games? Hey man, look. The Chicago Bears are 4-8. They have 5 games left. Yeah, well, that's not happening. But they can go 9-8. We can go 9-8. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. What a day, y'all. What a day. It's a positive day. I can't lie. It's a good day. It's a good day to be a Bears fan right now. Make sure you hit that follow button if you haven't already. We got Bears content coming at you every single day. Whether that's, pregame predictions, or we always do our Bears therapy sessions after every game, where we normally cry because none of our predictions came true. But yeah, man, I mean, what we've seen thus far, what we've seen this season, is mediocrity. Is a guy who wasn't afraid to lose a game, but was afraid to win a game. That's what I saw from Matt Eberflus. I saw a guy who, at the end of the day, felt so comfortable that he didn't even care about making adjustments or admitting that he was wrong because he knew his job was safe. And everybody's saying that he looked pissed off in today's interviews. Yeah, you fucking knew he was getting fired. That's why he was pissed off. But why are you mad? Like, I never understood that. I never understood the guy who has a 15-minute lunch break, comes back an hour later, gets sent into the office, and then gets let go. Brother, you were gone for a fucking hour. Guy, with the game on the line and less than a minute left in field goal range, you forgot you had a timeout. Are you are you stupid? I go, make that make sense. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't add up. Like, Flus, and listen, if we're gonna be completely honest, Matt Eberflus should have been fired at the end of last year. You had 2 of your coaches on your coaching staff fired for HR reasons. Alan Williams and, what was it, David Walker? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? I still don't know what happened. Then you got Luke Getsy, one of the worst offensive coordinators I've ever seen. And then you're like, all right, I'll bring in Shane Waldron. He couldn't be worse. And he's fucking worse with better talent. Like, dude, how many of your coaches on your coaching staff got fired? It's like you're the captain of a ship or a pilot on a plane, and all your stewardesses are awful, and your co-pilot is dog shit. Oh yeah, the one guy lost all the luggage. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. And then to also be horrible yourself in game management, it's just no. Like, the fuck out of here. He looked surprised. He looked pissed. Good. Cry about it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know. It's so strange to me. So strange to me how people think they can just get away with just being horrible at what they do. Like, I don't know. Like me on this pod right now, like if I just stood here in silence for 20 minutes and went live, like someone's calling me today. You know what I mean? It might be Germ, it might be Mike, it might be Ty. Someone's calling me and they're gonna be like, "Yo, dude, like you gotta get your shit together." Like, Mike Powers is gonna be like, "Get the boot." You know what I mean? Like, but Matt just did it every week for 3 years and it was cool. You know what I mean? But I think for me, like a part of it is he got caught up in we're in a rebuilding era. So it's like you can kind of do whatever you want and no one's really going to fire you because you can always blame the roster not being good enough, or you can always blame this or that. But when 3 games in a row, and then 4 if you include the Washington Commanders game, Caleb Williams puts a game-winning drive together and you fumble all 4 of those opportunities. You look at the Chicago Bears right now, who are 4-8, could easily be 8-4. Easily be 8-4. And yeah, you still lost a few games. You still lost to the Cardinals. You still lost to the New England Patriots. But you would have beat all 3 of your division rivals back-to-back-to-back weeks. You would have beat Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, who at that time were red hot. Maybe you had a couple bad losses, but you're 8-4. You're right in the hunt. You're 2 games out of first place. You know what I mean? So yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yo, do you think, what does that say? Hold on. Do you think the Cubs go Black Friday shopping? No. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. And we're going to have a baseball episode probably at the beginning of next week. Talk about Blake Snell to the Dodgers. As I hold the baseball right now. I do that every pod. If you ever see me like throwing something up, I'm always playing catch. Excuse me. But yeah, man. That's really it. We're about to get off the live on Facebook. Just wanted to do a quick Fire Flus Friday update because never forget who the OG was of doing Fire Flus Fridays. Every single year on a Friday, we did a podcast, the 2023 season, doing a Fire Flus Friday. So happy it actually happened on a Friday. That's actually pretty sick. But until then, man, make sure you guys hit that follow button. We'll still be live on TikTok, so don't go anywhere. But until then, man, we'll check you guys out later. This is Mike Hughes from the iHeartRadio's very own Give Us a Shot Network. Give us a shot, give us a like, give us a follow if you haven't already. Until then, bear down, baby.
Give them a shot to do what?